everyone, Kogan here, and we finally are doing it. Deus Ex 4, Mankind Divided. The first game I bought for the PlayStation 4, and the one that has taken me the longest to get through. Oh man. Yeah, this is a game that I've been wanting to get to for a very long ass time. But the reason I haven't been able to is because, one, my backlog filled up to the point with games that I wanted to get to first, since some of them I, expected to not take super long on. Obviously, that wasn't the case. Neo, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter World, so on and so forth. Yakuza. But, and the other reason why it took me so long to get to this game is because there was a shit ton of DLCs released for it. And unlike the previous Deus Ex game, Squeenix and Eidos never released a director's cut / complete edition version of the game, which left me to have to pick up all the pieces for the game one by one, which was a real headache. So, it's been several years since this game originally released, so that likely never will happen unless they do something. And unfortunately, Deus Ex Mankind Divided did not make as many numbers as Squeenix wanted, likely unreasonable numbers knowing them, and as such, the series has since been put on indefinite hiatus and has since relegated to Eidos Montreal, making a very, very ugly as hell Avengers game that, outside of the hardcore fan base, nobody in their right mind ever will want. I know I won't. I'd rather much have this instead, but that's just me. So hopefully we get another game at some point, and it doesn't take a million years. I mean, honestly, I wish we had a sequel to Deus Ex Human Revolution within the same generation of the PS3 and 360, but, well, we take what we can get, right, and hope for the best. So, anyway, Mankind Divided, the sequel to Human Revolution, which was my personal favorite game released in 2011, and my gateway game into the greater Deus Ex franchise. Now, I've never played the first Deus Ex or the second one. I actually have the second one, but I haven't started it yet, and Lord knows when that'll happen. But it was a very interesting... But, with the third one coming out, for PlayStation and Xbox and, of course, PC, it was like it was one of those games where I finally got to go into a franchise that everyone has lauded as being one of the greatest masterpieces in the medium. And I really loved Human Revolution. It had its faults, admittedly, but for the most part, I got a very well done game, even if some things haven't aged well, like the stiff animations, from an awesome protagonist of Adam Jensen, who's like Neo combined with RoboCop, caught in a conspiracy with the Illuminati and in a cyberpunk world with more yellow than cheddar cheese and a lot of triangles. And it was basically like to video games what Ghost in the Shell is to anime, and I loved it. I really did. And the director's cut, which came out a year later, really touched up and added more to the game. It really did. I wish that treatment was given to this one, but it is what it is. So, great stuff, great characters, great weaponry, great everything, for the most part. And I had waited many years to see another game. And granted, it took me many more to finally get to it, since I only just got the PlayStation 4 last year. Or at least, yeah, roughly last year. So, No, actually, no. 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. I want to say almost 2 years ago. And this game had already been out a few years since then, so... It's taken me a long time, so... So, let's... no more catch up. Let's go into Mankind Divided and see what has become of my old friend Adam Jensen. And where we go from there. Now, from what I've experienced in the first game, there were a lot of quests, especially ones where taking non-violent measures was the way to get everything done, you know, in a nice way. So I'm going to try my absolute best to be as no-kill possible, as stealthy as possible, and only resort to violence, but I absolutely need to. And I'm a stickler for a game like this where I try to do everything right. Fair warning though, I will occasionally consult a guide or a wiki or whatever if there's something about a quest that I'm not sure about. Like in the previous game, there were a lot of quests where I knew what to do by, instinct or just from logic. And yet there's others, there were others where I was not so sure. Like there were occasional times where the game threw a monkey wrench into the usual routine, and I'm kind of left wondering, what's the best choice? Or there's a secret pathway or option to do something better than what I would think. So I'm occasionally going to do that, and so expect a lot of saving and loading and restarting, especially if I'm not satisfied with how something goes. So this is going to be one of those games where I will be occasionally trying to do something perfectionist, if you get my drift. So fair warning. I'm mostly going into this blind, but do expect me to rewind the clock and consult other resources to see if I'm doing something the way I want to happen, if you know what I mean. So with that said, okay. And since I did the DLC, we got a bunch of stuff here. Oh, we got a recap video, so yeah, let's look at the recap video.
It was 2027. Advances in biotechnology were helping people improve their physical and mental abilities to an amazing degree.
Oh, I miss the voice of Jensen.
Of course, they had enough money. A new breed of people was emerging, half human, half machine. And in Detroit, at least, not everyone was happy to see it. I'd just landed a job as head of security at Sarif Industries, a cutting-edge biotech firm. David Sarif himself handpicked me for the job. Said he needed me to keep his people safe. My ex, Megan Reed, was one of them. Brilliant neuroscientist, Megan had found a way to make augmentation safe and affordable for everyone. All she had to do was present her research to Congress. But the night before her big meeting, my security measures failed.
Yup. And you got turned into RoboCop.
A team of Black Op mercenaries stormed into Sarif headquarters, massacring everyone in sight. 3 of the mercs were heavily augmented walking tanks. Their mission? Take out Megan and her team. I tried to stop them, but their leader tossed me through a plate glass wall. Last thing I heard as his bullets slammed into my brain was Megan's dying scream.
Except she didn't die, she was captured.
With her. Only I didn't. High-end military-grade enhancements saved my life. The best augmentation Sarif's money could buy. It took me half a year to get a feel for her. Should have taken longer. But 6 months into my recovery, Sarif Industries was attacked again. This time, by a radical group of pro-human purists. Violent, militant, and fanatically opposed to human augmentation. They claimed to be members of Humanity Front, a non-profit organization that wanted the UN to limit biotechnology research. The thugs broke into Sarif's factory and found machinists working overtime on a top-secret military augment called the Typhoon. Sarif sent me to retrieve it. And when I did, I found one of the so-called purists next to it, wired with cerebral implants, trying to download its classified specs. Obviously, something more was going on.
Yeah, he was being controlled.
The Aug killed himself before I could question him. Sarif ordered me to dig deeper, so with the help of Frank Pritchard, Sarif's head of cybersecurity, I did. Turns out a second hacker had been controlling the Aug's actions from somewhere off-site. Pritchard and I tracked his signal to a secret FEMA internment camp in Detroit. The Black Op mercenaries were there. The same mercs who'd left me for dead 6 months before. Figured they'd try again when they saw me. It wasn't so easy for them this time. I took out the tank named Barrett. Even got him to give me a new lead. A penthouse apartment in China. Of course, we both knew it would be a trap in the end.
Yep. We went to Hangsha next, and we met with
Hangsha
Tong Si
Island,
Hong.
China. Home to a city so crowded, they had to build a second city on top of it.
At this rate, China's gonna have to do that in
find
real
clues
life.
Hangsha wouldn't be easy. Lucky for me, I wasn't alone. Farida Malik, Sarif Industries' ace pilot, had lived in Hangsha before. A good person to have on your side. She knew enough about the place to get me around. Malik dropped me in the lower city, close to the penthouse Barrett had told me about. Bell Tower Associates, a private security firm under contract to the Chinese government, had agents tossing the suite when I arrived. Just not for the reason I'd been expecting. Turns out the man who lived there was a criminal hacker named Van Bruggen. The same hacker who'd been remotely controlling the Aug in Sarif's factory. Van Bruggen's panicked decision to force the man to commit suicide had been a mistake. Now his mercenary partners were gunning for him, and I needed to find him before they did. Locating Van Bruggen meant playing nice with the Triads, Hangsha's organized crime lords.
Tong Si Hong.
They had the hacker holed up inside a low-rent capsule hotel. By the time I found him, Van Bruggen had no qualms giving up the woman who hired him. Zhao Yunru, president of the Taiyang Medical Corporation. According to Van Bruggen, Zhao wanted to monopolize the augmentation industry and had hired Black Op mercenaries to destabilize her competition. Sarif Industries was at the top of her list. To prove this, I needed to get inside TYM and grab a surveillance hologram off a server. I suspected Van Bruggen was hiding something when he told me this, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Megan wasn't dead. She and her 4 best researchers had been kidnapped, spirited away somewhere while their kidnappers made it look like they were dead. Desperate to learn more, I confronted Zhao in her penthouse. She claimed to be a pawn in a bigger plan, and hinted at a group so powerful it controlled global interests at a whim.
The Illuminati.
Then she slipped into a panic room and hit the alarm, forcing me to make a very quick exit.
Yeah, she's
I
in
figured
on it.
Zhao was lying, but part of her confession made sense. David Sarif had been worried about his people. So worried, he'd required all of them to have subdermal locator devices surgically implanted. The GPOs would have been broadcasting the day of the attack. But Zhao said a single call to Picus, the world's leader in global 24-hour satellite news,
Yeah.
had turned those signals off.
We went into their office in Montreal.
I needed to fly to Picus headquarters in Montreal if I wanted to learn more.
And it was completely empty. Well,
Eliza Kassan,
except for the guards.
Picus Communications' First Lady of News. Malik thought I was reaching when I told her Eliza was involved in this. The world's most famous news anchor, working with a mercenary hit squad. But when I confronted Kassan in her office, she freely admitted to jamming Detroit satellites the night Megan's team had been taken. Said she's just been following her commands. I suspected she wanted to say more. But Black Op mercenaries showed up looking to shut us both down. And just like that, the Eliza I'd been talking to disappeared.
She was an AI the
Mercs
whole
were led by an
time.
augmented killer I'd crossed paths with twice before. Fedorova, a woman who'd made silence her best friend. She waited for me to track Eliza's transmission to a secret server room underneath the Picus complex, then jumped me from behind. A deadly fight ensued. I made sure she never moved silently again. With Fedorova down and no one left to keep Eliza quiet, she reappeared. Turns out Picus's First Lady of News wasn't a lady at all.
Yep.
She was a sophisticated AI program, engineered to monitor data streams and control what people believed. Eliza told me the Mercs had brought in a Humanity Front doctor named Isaiah Sandoval to remove the scientist's implanted tracking devices while Detroit's satellites were down. She also told me to speak to David Sarif if I wanted to learn more.
We came
By the
back in
time
the
Malik
middle
and
of
I
a
got back
riot.
to Detroit, tensions between normal and augmented citizens had reached a flashpoint. Riots were breaking out in several cities. The UN was being urged to intervene. Sarif was trying hard to convince Hugh Darrow, the inventor-turned-philanthropist who'd once been a leading proponent of enhancement technologies, to help stop a possible regulatory vote. Sarif had a lot riding on Darrow. Megan's discovery would have given millions of people the chance to evolve beyond their normal human abilities, and at the same time catapulted Sarif Industries to the top of the Fortune 500. According to Sarif, Megan's kidnappers knew this, and didn't want people evolving unless they controlled how it was done. He called his enemies Illuminati, and urged me to keep searching. Determined to do so, I tracked down Sandoval via America's most outspoken augmentation opponent,
Yep.
Bill Taggart.
I didn't do it
Sandoval's
that
boss
roughly,
and
though.
Founder of Humanity Front. Sandoval admitted to operating on Megan's team when I confronted him, but said he hadn't removed their GPLs. He'd merely switched them to a different frequency. Pritchard was able to trace one of the signals to China. Malik and I immediately took off in pursuit.
Back to
Unfortunately,
Hanksha.
the Illuminati were one step ahead.
First a riot, then a
Ambushed.
missile.
Shot out of the sky by Bell Tower Associates, seconds after entering Hengsha's airspace. Malik's piloting skills saved me. After a tense and bitter struggle, I escaped into Lower Hengsha. The tracking signal I was following led straight to the Triads, or more specifically, to the augmented arm of Tong Si-hung, leader of a gang of augmentation harvesters. Tong said
again.
they'd taken the arm off a corpse, which Bell Tower had left at their door, meaning at least one of Sarif's scientists was dead. Maybe not the rest of them, though. Tong pointed me to a port used for human trafficking and helped me slip aboard a Bell Tower ship.
To Singapore.
We were sailing to Rifleman Bank Station, a military base in the South China Sea.
The DLC
Bell
for the
Tower
first
was holding
game.
kidnapped civilians as prisoners there, and using them to perfect the Hyron Project, a human-computer interface that left most of its test subjects dead. My search for Megan would have ended then, if not for a mysterious ally named Quinn. In exchange for my help exposing Bell Tower, he slipped me aboard a second ship headed to Singapore, and an Illuminati-run biotech facility called Omega Ranch. 3 of Sarif's scientists were there, forced by their captors to create a technology capable of remotely shutting down augmented abilities. Thanks to an emergency recall notice issued by the World Health Organization, millions of people all over the world already had the biochip installed. With the help of the scientists, I tracked Megan to a private section of the ranch.
And the final
There,
tyrant.
I ran into Yaron Namir, the walking tank who'd put a bullet in my brain the first time we met. He'd teamed up with Zhao and was hoping to catch me off guard. Their little ambush didn't work. I found Megan in a suite belonging to Hugh Darrow, the billionaire philanthropist who'd Sarif had called on for help. Darrow had convinced her to go along with the biochip plan by promising to sabotage the tech. As she was explaining this, Darrow appeared in a global broadcast, telling the world that augmentations would be the death of mankind. Then he activated the biochips to prove his point.
And everyone went crazy.
All over the world, augmented people flew into a killing frenzy. Darrow had betrayed everyone, and it was up to me to set things right. To do it, I had to reach Panchaea, a massive installation in the Arctic Ocean. As I raced through corridors built by an all-augmented workforce, I saw death and destruction firsthand. By the time I shut down Darrow's broadcast, I knew the damage he'd done. Still, humanity's future remained unclear. How would the world react to this sabotage? Would people ever regain their faith in augmentations again? What would be the Illuminati's next move? Only time could give us the answers.
Yup. So that catches us up. So the end of the... So that was a big theme with the previous game, you know. Where's the machine... You know, where's the line between man and machine? How far do you go? You know, do you wait until what part of humanity is left? And, you know, are you, you know, really human if you've started replacing everything biologically with machines? You know, Ghost in the Shell, you know, standalone complex in the movies kind of touched on similar themes too. So Jensen's stories are the DLCs, right? Desperate Measures, System Rift. So these are their own separate little things, apparently.
Jensen, as I try...
And there's the main story. I don't really like how it's separated into own little separate things there. I wish it was built into the actual story, like right here, instead of being a separate little thing, because it's kind of like ruins the flow, if you get my drift. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, in the end of Human Revolution, we were left with the choice of 4 options. We either tell everyone, put out a message that, you know, augmentations are bad, pro everything human, augmentations are good, or and another one that warns the Illuminati, and the 4th one, which was fuck everything, destroy Panchaea, and let all of humanity decide for themselves instead of playing God. So, given what I remember of the trailer showing when this was coming out, I can assume that the canon ending for the last game is Jensen picked the 4th, you know, none of the above option. At least that's what I assume. Oh, and hey Barb, glad to see ya, and hope for many more coming. So yeah, that little recap catches us up on the first game, and by first I mean the 3rd one. Yeah, from what I remember, Human Revolution and Mankind Divided are technically prequels to the very first Deus Ex game, way back in the 2000s. Okay, so main story, Breach, which is its own little thing, and Jensen's stories, which are 3 side missions, although I really wish that I doubt it's the case, but it would be nice if Desperate Measures and System Rift were implemented into the actual main story, but, you know, it is what it is. I keep hoping for a complete edition of the game where they do that, like, where they implement them fully, like what Human Revolution did with its director's cut. But it's been several years, so who knows if that'll ever happen, so it is what it is. And with any luck, I can save my progress in the main story, and then sidetrack to the stories. Who knows? Either way, let's start her up. Finally get to this game after so many years of having put it off. So what do we got? Give me story where there's really little to no challenge. Give me a challenge where I'm given a balanced, a balanced game, or give me Deus Ex where everything is challenging. I never asked for this. Just like in real life where you only live once and if you die you have to restart the game from the beginning. Your save game will not help you. Oh my god, are you serious? How's anyone supposed to beat that? Well, I have no idea what to expect, so I'm gonna go with generic normal difficulty. Sprint, iron sight. Standard. That's kind of cool they give us different control systems right off the bat. But which do I want to do? Mankind Divided. Human Revolution. Standard. Revolution. I'm gonna go with, Oh. Enter cover and augment wheel on the same button. Is that a good idea? I don't think it technically is. You know what? I'm gonna start with Mankind Divided's main standard controls, and if I don't like it, I'll change to another one. We'll see. So just to see how it works. I already looked at the recap video, so yeah, I know. I figured it out already, game. Anyway. Squeenix. We're bad at managing our franchises. Eidos Montreal. Now busy working on an Avengers game when they could be working on a sequel to this. And I forgot the subtitles.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed.
Oy.
When an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the Aug Incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history.
Sometimes, you just have to let go. And embrace what you've become.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are you?
Well, if I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
Agent Jensen! Am I gonna have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would.
Good. Because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you.
Yeah.
Listen up, all of you. We got a sandstorm barreling down our ass and we can't afford to make mistakes. We're going after this man, an arms dealer named Shepard. He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the Special Forces commanders who disappeared during the incident.
And he's come out of hiding. That cannot be good.
It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is Iran Singh, the undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. For 3 years he's worked hard to get in tight with the Jinn, an Iraqi smuggling cartel that's infected the Eastern Hemisphere like a plague. Last week, our arms dealer sent a message to the Jinn, offering to sell them a shitload of black market merchandise dirt cheap. They told Singh to handle the buy.
They're not gonna like it when Interpol disrupts their party. Singh's cover really that good?
It is right now. We need to keep it that way. This is where the deal's going down. A half-finished high-rise hotel that's been abandoned ever since the incident. It's not a pretty picture inside.
Let me guess. Most of the laborers were augmented with heavy-duty industrial rigs. So when the incident hit, and they all went schizo, things got gruesome real fast.
And no one, except for some homeless junkies, have been inside the place ever since.
So what's the plan, Director?
Singh's meeting Shepard on the ground floor, inside the hotel's main atrium. He sent the bulk of his gin crew to the penthouse levels to secure a vantage point. I want McCready's team to take up positions overlooking the atrium and make the arrest. Jensen, you're going in solo from the roof.
My objectives?
Keep the gin from joining the party. As far as we can tell, only one route connects the atrium to the penthouse level. A halfway decent elevator shaft. Here. I want you to block access to it.
Fine. Just cut me loose.
Do you plan on relying solely on your augments for this one? I'd recommend taking a little hardware, just to be sure.
Lethal or non-lethal? We've got a UC in there. Might be easier to maintain his cover if he's the only one still breathing when this is done. Or I'm not leaving my 6 exposed. Give me something lethal. Well, in the previous game, you know, I started non-lethal, and then on subsequent playthroughs, I picked lethal so I could get, like, the super awesome revolver, but I ended up being non-lethal anyway. But since I don't know what to expect, I should probably pick non-lethal, so that way I can kind of ease myself into everything.
We've got a UC in there. Might be easier to maintain his cover if he's not the only one still breathing when this is done.
Smart thinking.
Yeah, but if anything does happen to him, you'll be telling his wife. After you get out of the hospital, of course.
What about range? There's lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
Distance weapon, tranquilizer rifle, that's a great one. Stun gun, but on the other hand, I have instant non-lethal takedowns if I recall. It's only, so I should be good there. I think I'll play it safe and go with the tranquilizer rifle, just like I did with the previous game.
Well, I'm not looking to play dice with anyone in there. Give me something with distance.
Your call. Less chance of being seen and compromising Singh that way. One last thing, Jensen. Singh said that Jin are using some sort of portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
We'll keep an eye out for it. But aren't we on the clock here? You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
There is, and we got the intel on this mission at the very last minute. So we're scrambling a little. If it comes to it, your #1 priority is keeping the Jinn out of that atrium.
Copy that.
Time to put away your heavy thoughts, gentlemen. We're approaching the target building.
You're up first, Jensen. Let's do this.
So yeah, Dubai, 2029.
This is Knife Leader. Engage Hush drives and descend to Angels 1-5.
You know, what's the point of building something if you're not going to finish it anyway? It's a waste of resources and time. And we're going after a bell tower operative, the mercs from the previous game. And of course he doesn't jump without a parachute. Oh yeah, the Icarus landing system. I remember that. Ugh. Typhoon ammo. Black market.
Team
Seal
leader,
off.
this is Jensen. I'm on the roof.
Solid copy.
Move into the building. The access route you need to block is at the far end of the penthouses. And keep in mind, the direct route might not be the easiest one.
Roger that.
McCready will advise once his team is on the ground. Miller out.
Okay. Can grab stuff. Cardboard box. Credits. You know, for a game a couple of years old, it actually doesn't look that bad. If anything, it looks way better than Human Revolution did. I mean, yeah, not super realistic or anything, but hey, I like stylish just as much. Trash can. So what do we got? No sound thing. Aim. I don't know what L1 does. Let me look at the controls again. Oh, before I do anything else, subtitles. Audio. Speakers. I don't like the one on the controller. Okay. So control scheme, we have augmentations, iron sight, throw secondary weapon, take down, enter cover, augment wheel, in-game menu. Ah, the inventory. And accessing downloadable content. Find an inventory screen. Weapons, grenades. Storage. Elite Edition pistol. Huh. Classic revolver. Oh yeah, the DLC stuff. Tranquilizer ammo. Biocell. Bioelectric cell. Made portable version of the energy store cells used to power augmentations. Use them to replenish my energy meter. Or to power electrical equipment outfitted with special sockets. Single-use item. Hypostim. Increases the health. Okay. So, okay. I got some other weapons right there. Craftable parts, weapon. Elite Edition battle rifle. Yeah, this is all DLC right here. Praxis kit for updating. Armor piercing for the revolver. So, I got a lot of stuff. So, what do we have here for augmentations? The social enhancer. This allows me to manipulate people via their speech. Hacking. Bunch of stuff. Multi-tool. Typhoon, that's a thing from the previous game. Task Force 29, Interpol's newly formed anti-terrorism unit. Semi-racing to the black market arms deal going down. Seal off access to the atrium. Secondary. On level 2. Jam the signal. Map looks a little weird, but I'll get used to it. History. Breach software. Squeenix members, what? So it looks like they added a bunch of stuff that you would typically do in the game world into the actual interface by itself. Okay. View inventory. Smart vision. Leg silencers. Glass shield cloaking. And the Typhoon. So, smart vision. Shield. Okay.
Jensen, we're moving through. Oh, fuck!
What's wrong?
The Gen have got a few Jennies up and running. Gonna have to hack keypads.
Should enjoy it, McCready. They have colors and shapes. Just remember, red means bad.
Fuck you.
Jensen and his wit. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. I might change the controls because it's a little awkward. Anything over here? Oh, this is cool. Triangle code. Use the Deus Ex phone app to scan the triangle code. Well, I don't have the app, and nor do I care about it. Weapon management. So, I can customize weapons on the fly without having to go to another menu. It reminds me of Crysis 2 in that regard. Okay, so we found ourselves our first secret. I love secrets. Unless you're Batman, any of the Batman Arkham games, which over abuses them to an obnoxious degree. really love the style of this game. Well, both the last game, but I'm expecting it to be improved here. So far, I'm not disappointed. Then again, it's only the beginning of the game. Pocket secretary. If I remember, a lot of these had codes. Everyone has gone crazy, from Kalim Khoury to Quasim Mir. Everyone has gone crazy. I was working on the fan system when we lost power, stuck in here. I think that means they can't get at me. They're killing everyone. They start screaming and attacking anything that moved. Where are you? If you can, make it up to the storage area on the roof. It's caged in. You should be safe there. Might even have some medical supplies. Door code is 4801. Be safe, friend. Well, he definitely wasn't safe, that's for sure. So... I like the look of the sea. Nice and blue. Bluish green. Sandstorm coming up on Dubai. It reminds me of that other game. What was it called? Spec Ops The Line? Imagine if that was happening. Spec Ops The Line happening concurrently. Save game. Create a new file. Let me do that. So that way... Oh, we got outfits. Tactical. Civilian with trench coat. Enforcer armor. It's mostly just a... Looks like, the classic armor from the previous game. Trench coat. Huh. I love the trench coat. The one from the previous game. And there's the one that he has now. I might fool around with the costumes. Change them up every now and then. Structural weakness. Oh, nice to see that the battery opens up. That the battery recharges, I mean. Anything else? Nice. Meeting from Juarez Newry to Connor Banks. Connor, our investigators are getting nervous. Our investors are getting nervous. Some of them have begun seriously consider cutting their losses and pulling out of the project. Now, if it was my money, I'd do the same thing. I'm fairly certain that the Desert Jewel is not going to be completed by the delivery date. I don't have to remind you that this would be the 5th time we've missed a date, and that will mean and what that will mean. I need a way out before Wahab Tahir sinks. I need your help, Connor. Can you meet? I'll be in New York on the 10th. Juarez Newry project manager, Wahab Tahir Construction. So, world building, more or less. Seal off offices. But there's 2 guys right there. Biocell and a breaker. Inventory. Biocell. What's this? Turns on the breaker. Nope. Not good. Oh, my health kind of also recharges a bit. My objective was... jam the signal booster. Somewhere in the penthouses. Cloak device. Okay. Restart power to the keypad. Oh, yeah. Hacking. Okay. But we don't have the passcode, right? So we got to, left node. Move the left node ahead. Capture nodes. Fortify. I actually liked the hacking. So yeah, we got the hacking minigame from the previous game back.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Yay. And this is, and that was just the easy one. There's gonna be a lot more. Restore power to keypad. It's black. The dot has been blackened, so I don't know what that means. Green is the goal. Capture points. Detection. Security trace. This is a very in-depth game. I forgot. Uh-oh. Gonna have to be careful. Tutorial mode. Follow the green holograms to receive instructions. This is new. What? Bye. Tutorial mode, cover. Uh-oh. Press to take him down. Oh, I missed the takedowns. Aw, poor lady. Painkillers. Knock the bitch out. Wait, what the? Apparently they can wake up again. Oh wait, because he went and woke him up, that's why. A beer case. What do I want with that? So yeah, I gotta keep my eyes open. More money. Going in like the Predator.
راح يكون من الأفضل إلنا نجيب أسلحة جديدة.
Searching for everything. Don't want to miss anything. I'm a huge stickler when it comes to that. Beer. Oh, beer. Four. 801. It pays to check everything.
Jensen, Mac, listen up. Doppler shows that sandstorm's moving in fast. It's big, and it's gonna hit us hard.
God, I hate the fucking desert. Confirm visual?
I can. Time is not on our side.
Copy that.
Solid copy.
Stun gun. Tranquilizer rifle. Nice rye. The heck that is. A movable plastic crate, huh? Wonder what's hiding. Ah, secret entrance. So we could either go here, or use the elevator. You know, they'll probably expect us less if we use the elevator. Oh, wait a minute, I missed something. Create another save. A strike. That's new.
شفته كمان؟
انت متاكد ان الصوت جاي من هنا؟
I ended up doing it not how I wanted, but
انا متاكد انه مفيش حاجه عارفة.
yeah, that's the elevator. Had we had taken it, it would have opened right up in front of him. Restore power to the keypad. The penthouse. That's what they said it was, right? I like that they level everything, that they, you know, tell where everything is, so that way I'm not lost.
already? Oh, good. There is too much riding on this thing. Last thing we need is the comet breaking down.
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone's tooled a fucking cemetery down here.
Say again?
When the shit hit the fan in 27, the rush must have been for the stairs. There's corpses everywhere. A lot of your cousins are here too, Jensen. You want me to grab you any spare parts?
No parts. But I take mine with cream and 2 sugars while you're asking.
What do we got here? 2 down there, 1 over there. I also got gas grenades. To knock them out, fight in a group. Combat tutorial.
That was fast. You installed the signal booster already?
عشان نخدم المخازن الموجودة على السطح عشان تكون بعيدة من الرمل.
Good. There is too much riding on this deal. Last thing we need is the guns breaking down.
فهمت. يلا نبتدي نتحرك.
Fast. We installed the signal booster already?
عشان نخزن المخازن الموجودة على السطح عشان تكون بعيدة من الرمل.
Good. There is too much riding on this deal. Last thing we need is the guns breaking down.
فهمت. يلا نبتدي.
Typhoon. Yeah, I never used the Typhoon much in the first game, cause, non-lethal. Low health. Regenerates. Certain augmentations have an activation cost. To refill the energy, use biocells. Yeah, they didn't have biocells in the first game. You had, energy, fuel bars, like snacks. That kind of silly stuff. Painkillers. Adept of the Metaverse trophy, huh?
All is quiet, as predicted.
خلاص كفايه.
اتحرك شويه، انت ماشي زي السلحفاه. خايف تلاقي شيء تنمع.
Drag him over here, where he won't be noticed. Oh, newspapers. Tehran welcomes UN representative. Hanoko Sato, UN special envoy to the Augmented, arrived to tour the Middle East today, almost 2 full years after rampaging Augmented workers laid waste to many of the region's most powerful cities. Violence by and against the Augmented had increased. Their situation and better understand why once prosperous cities like Dubai have yet to fully recover. Hopefully, she told reporters gathered at the tarmac. The report submitted to the UN at the end of this journey will enable Security Council. Ms. Sato plans to visit as many devastated Arab nations as she can during her stay to assess the situation and better understand one's prosperous cities like Dubai, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully, she told reporters gathered at the tarmac. The report I submit to the UN at the end of this journey will enable Security Council members to reach a wise, well-reasoned, and unanimous decision as they debate drastic steps to curtail the global violence. Brown reassures investors. Oman editorial. Billionaire business mogul Nathaniel Brown admitted that extreme weather conditions have delayed construction of Rabia, the glittering 3D printed city being built in Oman for Augs. Yet he told shareholders not to worry. We only need a few more enlightened investors backing us to put Rabia back on course.
Jensen, what's your 20?
Working my way through the penthouses.
Remember to keep an eye out for the Jinn's communications booster. If you can, disable it.
Roger that.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
That sandstorm is moving in fast.
Don't get overconfident.
What's taking so long? All is quiet, as predicted.
Smoke grenade. Seal off access. Grenades. Lethal, more noisy. Non-lethal, less noisy. Okay, where are we in relation to everything else? The rebreather. Okay, so there's stuff from the first game that they carried over, so that way I don't have to worry about upgrading them anymore. But there is still an energy limit.
ليه ما خدناش الإشارة لحد دلوقتي؟
That's cool. They added some new maneuvers, so I don't have to go dragging them around as much.
Would be something.
Huh.
It's taking forever.
Listen up, everyone. Chang's hacked into the Jin's radio signal. Checking the patch now. We should be hearing Sing any second.
خليل، الراجل اللي هيبيع لنا الحاجات جايه كمان شويه. روح قول لبقيه الناس ان انا وخليكم يعني منتظرين.
Patch is clean.
Solid copy. Good. I'll repatch us once the deal kicks off.
Found it.
The signal booster is online.
Good. I could barely hear them down there. Okay, keep your eyes open. I'm going to go see if I can find anything.
شوفوا إذا كان يعرف أي حاجة.
Aw, poor girl. I think we found their little signal booster.
Miller, I disabled the Jin's comms booster. Should make it harder for them to listen in on the deal.
Good work. With luck, Sing's cover will still be intact when this is over.
Roger that. Moving on to primary target now.
Nice. Oh, look at all that litter, man. Disgusting. Ebook, political review, Comrade Press, Tales of the Arabian Front. While the formation of the United Arab Front ultimately appeared to rally the Middle East around the common Saudi cause over the past decade, changing laws, a broken economy, and a rippling border have forced the UAF to deal with several new problems, not least being the rapidly expanding Jin Yeah, jinn, the demons in Arab mythology, basically what the genie is based on. The jinn are no simple terrorists. They are first and foremost an illegal enterprise centered around drugs and weapons, staple trades inherited prior to the end of the millennium from their early roots in Afghanistan and later Iran. The creation of twin brothers Salar and Wasim Alam, the jinn rapidly grew from freedom fighters to opium producers to weapons traders. Today, with augmented dissension on the rise, the jinn have been taking advantage of the many illegal refugees being smuggled past official portals into the Middle East. Santal's augmented haven in Oman, Rabia, is just more fuel on the fire that is already threatening to burn out of control. Yikes. Just another day in the Middle East, honestly. Booster installed from Arun Singh, Changi Siddiqui. Great, now on patrol, keep everything clear up there. Singh, the comm boosters installed, the range output at 120 gigahertz, verified with our men on the roof and the atrium. Going to Rabia from Salar to Hamid Abdullah. Hamid, once you've finished in Dubai, I need you to go to Rabia with Wasim, the shanty town outside the walls is swollen with prospects. Offer the strongest men you find whatever they want, Europazine, food, anything to win our favor. Tell them there is much more in exchange for their loyalty to the jinn. If they refuse, Wasim will take what he needs from them. Biocells. I could keep going around knocking them all out. Getting more experience points that way. Let me save game.
الجو ابتدى يتحرر قوي.
المنطقة كلها فاضية من أول.
راح نكون معميين عن قريب.
Another secretary. Luna insta-messaging autosave. Gibran Zadeh. Luna. There's a foul wind in this place. Sandstorm will be here soon. That's not what I mean. Wasim wants us to gather more specimens for him. What does he do with them all? Hang on, you mean you don't know? He takes them to Bendar Yabas, so the rumors of his Frankenstein lab are true. Careful what you say. Don't want to end up in one of his cages. Those poor bastards, all that pain and suffering, and they still have to have hell to look forward to. Hell will be a relief after Wasim has his way with them. Huh. Huh. So they're doing some experimenting, huh?
شم في المكان ده ريحة الموت والدم.
This is giving me the creeps.
لا مش ممكن، مستحيل.
Latest autosave. 838. I reacted too slow. Jim Miller, Director of Task Force 29, Central European Division, huh? Australia's SAS.
رياح جاية بسرعة.
الجو ابتدى يتحرك قوي.
هناك.
لا مش ممكن، مستحيل.
That didn't work out the way I wanted. Yeah, I told you there's gonna be moments where I do a lot of reloading. I'm a perfectionist. I want to be a ghost. A ghost, I say. And a ghost I will be. Damn it. Ugh, my right eye has been bothering me all day. Panchaea, the deep ocean installation. Oh yeah, the final area in the previous in Human Revolution. How did they build a huge hole in the middle of the Pacific, let alone keeping, you know, to go down and into the ocean like that? That must be some mad revolutionary, you know, engineering skills right there.
شفت حاجة. مصيبة.
Aim was off.
فينك يا سينج؟ الوقت بيعدي بسرعة.
Alright. Let's do another patrol.
القائد ده راجل مش تمام وما عندوش شرف.
Obaidullah Mansour. I got a bad feeling with him. He's too much talk. He could charm snakes with that mouth of his. In 3 years, I've never seen him pick up a gun and get messy. It's always talk, talk, talk. I felt that way too, but you're wrong about him. Ugh. Where I was earlier.
اللي مأخره كده.
Two guys over there.
زي المكان ده ممكن يكون حر للدرجات. الموضوع طول قوي. القائد ده راجل مش تمام وما عندوش شرف. مفيش حاجة. شايف مفيش حاجة. لا. دايما بيكون في حاجة تنكر علينا. شكلنا لازم نروح نقبض عليه. راودي. المكان هادي قوي دلوقتي.
Quickly now, in case something else happens. We have work to do. Get up.
حاجة تقرف. أكيد ما بعدناش قوي. أكيد في حاجة مش واخدين بالنا منها. أكيد مفيش حاجة هنا.
Another secretary. Atrium door reset. Attention all employees due to the year. Another power source. The access code for the atrium doors was reset to 0682. I would like to remind you all once again that until the electricians have completed their work, there can be no more than one line running any outlet. We hope to have the issue fixed early next week. In the meantime, please use your best judgment. Any delays, no matter how small, will add up to the budget is already stretched thin. Thank you for your continued cooperation. Juarez Newry, Desert Jewel Resort. Forget about him. Why? What happened? Yesterday, after I dropped him off, set him to the deal, I followed him into the Emirate Hotel, and Singh said he only wanted one guy to meet him at the hotel. He insisted on this. Instead, 3 men arrived. Singh killed them all without hesitation. Even the one guy he said could meet him, all of them, trust me, he's one of us. Okay, yeah. I didn't finish completely reading that, so...
Nothing here.
First of all, let me get this out of the way. We're talking about the Aug.
It's the Alex Jones of this universe. Tuh. Seal off access to the atrium. Come on, douchebag. I love how his hair's blowing in the wind.
Don't see anything.
I want to get like as much XP I can from and cash from doing all the doing as many non-lethals. Yeah, they really emphasize stealth and non-lethal tactics, probably to an overly obsessive degree. I could take them down. But is it worth it? Do I have double? I want to see if I have double hit. Do I have double takedown? It would make sense if they carried it over from the first game, so I wanna inspect it. I don't know if it's something you have to re-earn again or what. I want to see. They did leave it. Awesome. Those beautiful bastards left it. That makes me happy. It's like, I guess they were like, you know that trope in a lot of sequels to games where they take away everything you did and want in the game previous, and they force you to relearn everything. Well, Eidos Montreal was like, fuck that. We're gonna leave all the upgrades that you had in the previous game in the sequel, so you don't have to do that all over again. Just unlock the new stuff, and you don't have to be overwhelmed. I like that. If only more sequels did that. You know, consistency instead of just, you know, leaving the character having keep everything he learned instead of having to redo it all over again. I actually appreciate that. I just remembered we have a Praxis kit. So if I want, I can start upgrading. Hacking stealth. Okay. Armor. Batteries. Definitely need this. They're not letting me do it, so I'm guessing they're saving. Yeah, they're not doing it yet. Yeah, it's too early in the game. They probably won't allow me to upgrade until I'm at a certain point.
We have no visual contact. Barely have audio contact. اهدى كده. أخيرا الصفقة دي تجيب لنا كل الفلوس اللي محتاجينها عشان نشتري معدات ومكان أحسن.
That's not what I meant. I meant we should be in the atrium with you, not up here.
طيب لو بالشكل ده يبقى تمام. متهيألي لازم ننزل للخن. بس احنا كده هنفوت منظر يذهل وما ينفعش يتفوت.
Item here. Vent. Yeah, if I go through the door, it'll be too obvious. Probably wiser to go in the vent instead.
Jensen, we're inside the atrium, taking up positions on the terraces. What's your 20?
Still moving.
Well, hurry the fuck up. Enemy helos inbound and this sandstorm's getting close. You get that comms booster disabled?
Affirmative. Booster's fried.
So maybe the Tin Man does have a heart after all. Way to look out for your team. McCready out.
I really love Jensen and his smarmy comebacks. Uh-oh. Phone call. Hold. Okay, for whatever reason, my folks went and got groceries, even though that wasn't part of the day plan, and they want me to come help, so give me 2 minutes and I'll be back, okay? So give me a sec. I see. Okay, back. Hope nobody left. That was inconvenient. Sorry, everyone. And my computer just died. Great. Let me get it charged so I can tell what everyone is saying or doing. Yeah, I know I could easily go on the big screen, but I don't like it. It severely limits my field of view unless there's a lot of chatter happening, which is a rarity. I typically leave the chat screen off and look at my phone or computer. But if it is like filled with traffic, then I bring it up. Again, it's a rarity. Okay, so
الجو ابتدى يحرر قوي.
we got that guy there, but I don't want to use up my power. I could shoot him, but I don't like wasting ammo. What? No, I haven't. Okay. I'm gonna run and get him. That did it. Oh, look at that. More triangles. Yellow and triangles. That seems to be the theme of this game and the game before it. Shame you can't break those and have them come tumbling down. Next thing you know, you'd be like Hitman. Cyborg Hitman. Okay, now before I do anything, I'm going to... I need to look up the explanation as to what those do again, because I don't want to willy-nilly use everything without knowing what they do. It's whiskey. Fair amount restores health. Beer. Beer. Health. Yeah, it seems that all that is health. So biocell. Save. Okay. And we already got the number. No.
This is Jensen. Penthouse access route secure. Jin shouldn't be a problem. Over.
Copy that.
About fucking time. Enemy helo sighted. All right, strike force. Position and hold.
Strike 1, in position.
Strike 2, all set. Strike 3, yeah.
Strike 4 in position and holding, boss. Eyes
This
off,
is-
safety's off, guys.
Yeah,
This
no
is-
shit, brown nose.
Watch your
This-
fucking mouth, Halliday.
This is Red 5. I'm going in.
5 in position.
Hey, I'm Red 5.
Everybody stay sharp. Singh's got eyes on Shepard. Patching you in now.
Target's in the AO. Remember, Singh's down there, so watch your fire.
You got balls, Singh? Executing a buy with a sandstorm on her ass?
I cannot take credit for Mother Nature, mister.
You can call me Shepard.
How biblical. Are these the weapons?
Shepard. Huh.
The Augs. They're getting harder to come by. Guns are still on the chopper. Show me the cash, quick, and we'll...
Oh, what the?
Alrighty then. A third party.
The part was been crashed. Shepard is dead.
What? By who? What's going on down there?
Miller, this isn't the Jinn. Repeat, it's not the Jinn.
Antifa got upgraded.
Open fire! Open fire!
Weapons free! Open up!
Creed, make it a grab for the chopper. You got a shot?
Negative. Negative. We're under heavy fire down here. We can't let that chopper take off, Jensen.
I got it.
This is bad! They're closing in! We're gonna lose Singh! Jensen, I can't reach him!
Jensen, this sandstorm might have just bought us some time, but you need to disable that chopper.
Copy that.
Okay, I can't move. Can't move. I'm getting... Sing no
Miller,
swan song.
Chopper's been grounded. Repeat.
Jensen! You're welcome.
Shit.
Uh-oh. Huh. The Icarus dream from the original game.
Artificial eyes to prosthetic limbs. From molecular-sized computers.
Human-controlled evolution available to all.
Elias Tofexis. He needs more work, seriously. James Woods. What's he doing here?
No, stop. Land. Scenes of horror on the streets of Detroit.
Madness has gripped mechanically augmented people.
Shanghai, Los Angeles, Ankara, Dubai.
People are dying out there. Millions of people.
The search for survivors in Pangaea has been downgraded to a recovery mission.
The Czech Republic leads a growing list of countries calling for the relocation of its augmented citizens.
Yeesh.
The new world, Adam. It's afraid of people like us.
Bust into safe and secure segregation. Seraph Industries closed its doors.
You didn't think it would end with the Aug Incident, did you?
Seraph closed, huh?
We were victims. This is retribution for a tragedy we could not control.
They control the news. They buried the truth with disinformation.
Multiple detonations. Looks like car bombs.
Another terrorist attack, this time in a police station.
The United Nations Security Council has tasked
The new anti-terrorist intelligence and response team will have global jurisdiction. 29.
Agent Jensen.
I won't let it happen again.
Deus Ex, mankind divided. Quite the intro level. Less railroady than the previous game.
What have the events in Dubai cost us?
They knew the risks.
How many assets did we lose?
All of them. The sandstorm didn't help.
The mission was a success.
Clearly, your scale for success is a generous one. However, the erratic nature of the attack could work to our advantage. Interpol will be confused for weeks, and with our continued guidance, the people will come round eventually. We are all in this for the long game, after all.
That's never changed.
You think so? Do I need to remind you all how far we have veered off course? The Aug Incident has caused a schism in society. Things are worse than we projected, and growing more unstable every day. This will not be tolerated. To ensure the success of our vision, the disruptive elements must be excised.
No one here disagrees with you. But let me fly to New York and I will personally evaluate the situation. We may already have the votes we need to ensure that the Human Restoration Act passes.
Very well. You accompany him. As well as political pressure to silence anyone opposed.
I'm guessing that's the Illuminati.
Elizabeth, I'll contact you later.
It won't succeed, Lucius, even with Dowd's money. You know what Rand will find in New York? Weak, ineffectual men. And with Nathaniel Brown still an unknown factor.
Of course. That is why we're proceeding with our ultimate strategy. You have claimed much in the past, Huge. This is your chance to deliver.
Bob Page.
Everything is in place. We can initiate whenever you wish.
I'll secure your communications, Bob. Jaina seems to have eyes everywhere these days. He and his Juggernaut Collective...
Jaina's won't be an issue. I've made arrangements. Why laid the foundations? Now it is time to get everyone's attention. Paige, activate the sleep cell.
Uh-oh. Bob Page, he's like, to my recollection, the overarching villain throughout all the games. He made a brief appearance in the last game, and he was the main villain in the first game.
Konečná stanice, Růžičkovo nádraží. Příjezd za 5 minut.
Aw. No, we're not, the first mission is done, yes. We're just getting started. Praha, 1 week later. Wait, as in Prague?
Miller, it's Jensen. Just getting off the train now.
Copy that. We'll debrief when you get in. You coming straight to the office?
Unless there's a problem at a checkpoint.
Your papers should be in order. Just keep your head down. Miller out.
Well, we're in Europe. And it looks like shit. There seems to be the issue today. Garbage in the streets, homeless in the streets, military police everywhere.
Oh, cool. Damn, Clank! Why don't you watch where you're going?
Here, let me help you with that, ma'am.
Ma'am? Seriously?
I could have gone with Sweetie. You get my message about Dubai?
Yeah. I'm glad you're all right, Adam. That ambush sounded pretty bad, man.
Not something I was expecting, that's for sure. Any idea who hit us?
Well, I'm sure your task force will come up with something. And that it won't be what the Juggernaut Collective digs up. Kinda odd, though, don't you think? Interpol sending your team, the Prague team, to Dubai in the first place?
Miller said they were scrambling. Last minute intel. We were the only strike team available.
Yeah, well, that's a lie. Better get moving.
So, Prague. We're in the Czech Republic.
The Collective has been keeping tabs on all task force divisions ever since we slipped you into one of them. They've got a team in Oman. Could have been a hell of a lot faster than you guys.
So why send us?
I don't know. If the task force is an Illuminati front, like we all suspect, it doesn't make much sense to send it into an ambush.
Unless they wanted our team to see something. Officially.
Augové, připravte si papíry. Připravte si papíry na inspekci.
Make a scene, Adam.
Wouldn't dream of it, Alex.
My name. Well, the feminine version,
I swear
anyway.
It's gotten even worse here in the past few days. Everyone looking over their shoulder. Terrified Augs like us are going to attack them again.
Somebody probably will. Treat people like animals long enough, they'll start acting like animals.
You say that like there's nothing we could do to stop it.
I already tried 2 years ago. It didn't work out so well.
So what? Are you saying we should just give up? Let hatred and prejudice take over? To hell with that!
I'm saying I can only go after enemies I see, Alex. The men who caused all this, the true power brokers, they're the ones I need to stop. I thought you knew that.
I do. You, me, the Juggernaut Collective, we're all trying to stop them. It doesn't mean turning a blind eye to
Then help me find them.
Yeah. Everything became one big shit show at the end of the last game. Clank, that's what they're calling us now.
hate this city. Come on. If you're right about Dubai, about the Illuminati needing your team as witnesses, then we need to find out why. Who gave you the order to mobilize?
Miller did. But it probably came from someone higher up the chain.
Doesn't mean he's not in on it. Ever heard of the NSN?
A neural subnet, sure. In TF-29, directors use it to plan ops and communicate privately in cyberspace. What's this?
Whisper chip. Custom-made wiretap device. Janus designed it to fit inside the NSN's motherboard.
Ah, the elusive Janus. Leader of the hacktivists. Am I ever gonna meet this guy?
Someday, maybe. Right now you need to concentrate on Miller and find a way to access the NSN's motherboard.
Uh-oh. Terrorist bombing. That one guy on the yellow hood that passed by with his finger up behind his ear, he was suspicious.
Alex, you okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, this is not gonna paint the augmentated.
Do you hear that?
Any better.
I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, be careful. We'll talk.
Poor kid.
You stand back, let me help.
It's not gonna be good. But wait a minute. No. She's gone. Uh-oh. When the sunglasses come up, that means he's angry. It's one tragedy after another. Prague 30 hours after the train station bombing.
Hold on.
What? Malfunctions? Boo.
Alex, it's Adam.
Hey, you sound like shit. How you feeling?
A little sore, but I'll be alright. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've been through worse. Just how fucked up is that to think, huh?
Out of SIGs.
Listen, Alex, my systems are acting up a little, so I've got to get checked out. But if you want to meet or...
What? No, I'm fine, man. You just take care of you. This girl's built tough. Give me a call when you're useful again, okay?
Alright, I will. Talk to you soon.
So, a new hideout and apartment in the middle of Prague. No longer are we in Detroit, we're now in Europe. Czech Republic, specifically. And it's gone to shit. Much like how much of Europe is rapidly becoming now. Well, okay. That was, I guess, the first hour or two of Deus Ex 4, Dubai. A nice little retread. You know, yeah, controls are feel a little different from how I remember, but I'm gonna get used to it. And if I don't like it, you know, I can switch whenever I feel like. But I'm gonna try and play as the game wants to be played and see how I go. But so far, the game plays very similarly to Human Revolution, and in a good way. There's a lot more stuff than before. Some returning weapons and powers, which is nice, and of course some new ones. And no, it looks like we are unfortunately gonna have to earn some of the stuff back, which I was praying wouldn't happen, but it looks like that may end up being the case, especially where health and power I can understand, but when it comes to the powers, well, I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. And of course we have the bonus armors and trench coats that I can switch to if I want, whenever I feel like. So that's nice. So goodbye Dubai, hello Prague, and from what I've heard, this is where we're gonna be for much of the game. Kind of like how Detroit and Hankshaw were the main hubs in the previous game. Prague. Not exactly the city I would picture for a cyberpunk adventure, but we'll see how it is. So that'll do it for this first stream for Deus Ex 4. It's very early in the game to say, but so far I like what I've seen. Adam Jensen is Adam Jensen. Honestly, he's one of the most underrated characters in games for the last several years. I really like him, and I hope y'all will get to see more of him. And we did the recap before we officially started, and I can't wait to see where the adventure takes us. So that'll do it for tonight, and when I come back tomorrow, we will do probably the first, at least maybe 1 or 2 missions, if not main, or whatever side missions crop up. So I look forward to seeing what comes. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed part 1, and I hope to bring a lot more with part 2 and beyond. Took a long time to finally get to this game, but hey, better late than never, right? So like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying this so far, and be sure to look on my previous playthroughs if you're curious. So have a good night. Be back with part 2 later. Peace.